Good morning, everyone. My name is Beverly Morgan, and I am the new Director of Sales and Marketing here at Knollwood. And I also have with me my guest, Will Campbell, who is the Communications and Events Manager here at Knollwood. And we are excited to talk about the Army Distaff Foundation today. The foundation of what Knollwood is all about. But before we get started, one of the things I wanted to share with you is a brief overview of what Knollwood has to offer. Knollwood is currently a continuing care community that services seniors and adults with several levels of care, one of which is independent living, where we have 160 apartments that are available on site. We also have an assisted living area that we provide care for 45 residents. We also have skilled nursing facility and rehab services where we are able to provide short-term services for at least 26 members of the community. And then we also can provide memory care for 23 residents in our community. The goal is for us to be able to service our residents as they age in place across the continuum, and we are excited to do that on our luxurious 16-acre wooded lot here in Northwest Washington, D.C., right across from Rock Creek Park. If I tell you, the grounds here are amazing, and the peacefulness and serenity is amazing. So I'm going to turn this over to my guest, Will, as he proceeds with telling us about Army Distaff Foundation.
Well, good morning, Beverly, and thank you for having me on. Hello to everyone at home, and thank you for joining us today. I think we're going to kick right into our presentation. I imagine a lot of you have heard the name, the Army Distaff Foundation, especially as you've been exploring Knollwood, but you said, you know, what exactly does that look like? What is the Army Distaff Foundation? Is that name left over from when only the military was allowed there? What's going on? So we'll jump right into the slides and we'll go through a very quick, I promise. We won't go too long into the history, but this will enable us to talk a little bit about where we've come from and where we're going, because we're very excited about that as well. So you'll see in 1959, the Army Distaff Foundation, it was originally called Army Distaff Hall. The foundation was incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit, and it was the brainchild of two women, two officers' wives, Rosamond Davis and Lydia Taylor. Now, Rosamond was originally the one who came up with it. She saw that post-World War II, there were a lot of wives of veterans who, because they only had life insurance benefits, were sorely lacking, and there were not as many jobs available for women at that time. So a lot of the widows had a very hard time providing for themselves. And so these two women found the idea and said, we actually can pull this together. We can create a community that will help support these individuals and be a place of life and community and longevity.
Yes.
And so the next piece there, we'll see, after they had put this idea together, they actually got the support of the Eisenhowers. And First Lady Mamie Eisenhower was pivotal in both the financial support of the organization as well as actually doing the groundbreaking. There's a really beautiful story. You'll see there also a picture of the chairman of our board, General Keane, retired U.S. Army, and he has the shovel there. When they had the groundbreaking ceremony set to be here at Knollwood, there was a terrible snowstorm in the winter.
Wow.
And so they were ready to do the groundbreaking, but they couldn't. And they said, the First Lady cannot leave the White House. The streets are a disaster. So they actually did the groundbreaking from the White House. They had a little bowl of dirt and they just put the shovel right in there, took a couple of quick photos, and here we are. We had our official opening a couple of years later, and we had First Lady Lady Bird Johnson here to do the actual ribbon cutting ceremony, which was a really beautiful time. It would have been nice to be there for that.
Yeah, it would have been amazing. So the one thing I could say is that it seems like traditionally these people were true visionaries. They knew that this would be something that was absolutely necessary for widows of the military officers to be able to sustain and maintain their life, even if they were without their husband. So the spirit of generosity in which these women were able to pour into this organization and still allow for this legacy to stand today is amazing. And thank you for the work that you guys do so that we can continue to survive and thrive and keep this
Absolutely.
legacy alive.
Yes, absolutely. So on our next slide here, we actually have a couple of photos there. That is Lydia Taylor on the left and Rosamond Davis. So as we said, Rosamond was the one who originally came up with the idea, but got the support of Lydia Taylor, and together they helped really pull together a number of other people and got the idea really rolling. But on our next slide, we kind of continue here. So we have a series of different events. Health services renovated to accommodate 50 people, the certification and inclusion of rehab and long-term care, building our assisted living facility, the expansion of the new wing in the early 2000s, as well as the special care center, our memory support, and a couple of our big pieces. One that I think is glazed over a lot. If you haven't heard, knock, knock, Knollwood has opened its door to not just the military or high-level federal employees, but all people are welcome here at our community.
Awesome.
Which is a really special thing, because for years it was, just kind of closed off to the general public, and now we've made it available.
So that is one of the misnomers about Knollwood, because we have been servicing military officers and their wives for so long. I think people think that's all we do. And tell me what happened that we felt the need to open it up to high level employees of the government. What happened here that indicated that?
So I think there were a couple of different things. And one of the big pieces, looking back at the founders, the vision that they had was one that Knollwood would be, and they said exactly this, that it would be a beacon of light for other communities across the country. The idea was Knollwood was really one of the first that dug into senior care in a meaningful and kind of transformative way to really pave the way for CCRCs across the country, and to really just embody what it means to care for the seniors of our community, and to help provide not just, I think Gary Hibbs, our CEO, said it quite well in a video we did the other day. He said, it's not a place where you just go away. People say that retirement is a time when you go away, but that's not what happens. When you enter a great retirement community, it's a place to come alive, to build new relationships, to engage in new activities. And, we as the staff, we wanted to be able to continue to reach more people, to open it up so that others could enter our community and be a part of that, to be a part of that community, part of that change, and that coming back to life as you enter a new chapter.
Yeah, I like the way you state that, Will, because I remember my first time walking in the doors here at Knollwood, and I would say you feel that spirit of wealth. Knollwood is rich in history, rich in tradition. I just love spending the time just engaging and interacting with some of our residents. They have amazing stories. They've had amazing careers, and the legacy and tradition that they pour into the community is amazing. Because like you said, they get here, they do live a peaceful life here. However, they're still very much advocates for making sure older adults are living a quality life. And we, as the employees here, we actually embrace that as well. And we want to make sure that they live a rich life as well. So yeah, it's just a different spirit you find here at Knollwood. And I could venture to say that there's none other like what we do at Knollwood. Now, there are other CCRCs, continuing care communities, but none like Knollwood. It's just it's a little piece of home that you get while you're here, as you transition into your older years. And the life they live here is one of quality, and that's what we love. We love about it. Yeah.
And I think that you can see that in the staff, but also in the residents. Some of our most staunch supporters, both from a fundraising standpoint, but also from a community support standpoint. When people come in and they're taking a tour of Knollwood, a lot of our residents open their homes up so that people can come inside and also ask them questions, because the people who live here are really, the residents love this, and they want to be able to share that. And for other people to see, what makes this community special.
Yes.
And it's been really beautiful since we've seen kind of a turnover in some of the team with our new CEO and some new leaders. All of the staff, I've seen just a great appreciation for how interconnected the community is, how much the residents love this space. And like you say, the depth and variety of their stories. I mean, it's beautiful because when residents come in, they'll share a little bit of their personal histories and a little bit of a bio. That's one of the things I do is I put together our newsletter, The Bugle Call, and that's a first look at any new resident when they come in. It's just a general overview, but it can give you those little details so that when you go and you sit at the friendship table in the dining room, that you can start a conversation or say, hey, I know that you were a veterinarian for 45 years. You got these little accolades and whatnot. Tell me some of that. We can talk about that. All creatures, great and small type novel stories, but let's get into what you did and tell me a little bit about who you are. There's so much to be heard and learned in the walls here.
The other thing too is that we also here at Knollwood embrace, different traditions of, different legacies in regards to families, all levels of the families. Sometimes you can go into the dining room on a Sunday afternoon when they're having Sunday dinner, and you can see 4 generations of family here still loving and spending quality time together and making sure that the senior that's here is not forgotten, but still loved on in a way that they're appreciated by their families as well as us. Because, the Knollwood family here, we're the extended family, and we find that the qualities of our residents here is just so amazing. So I'm excited about being here and all that we have to offer here at Knollwood. But tell me how the Army Distaff Foundation actually enhances the quality of life of the residents here. Because some people would think it's a foundation, and most foundations, all they do is raise money. Not that that isn't important, because what I would say is this: the spirit of generosity that we find people pour into Knollwood is amazing. It's very much needed because it will continue to allow for us to keep this legacy going. But tell me about some of the other things that we do to enhance the quality of life of the residents here at Knollwood.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think as a broad overview, the first piece is, as you well know, that the sales and marketing team are kind of the primary source of income for the community here. And the foundation side is not here to cover our basic operating expenses and other things like that. We're trying to look towards the future, and when we look towards the future, there are a couple of different areas where we see, okay, this is where we want to allocate funds. This is how we want to grow. This is how we want to invest in the future. And if we skip to the next slide here, we can come back. We'll go one further, please. Yeah, so we have a couple of different funds, some broad categories where, in terms of financial support, both the community and different corporations can help support where the money will go and how we can enhance the community. So the first piece is a financial assistance fund, which I imagine some of the people on here have heard. We have a financial assistance fund that is in place to help support residents if, finances somehow fall apart in their lives. The second piece is the Health and Wellness Innovation Fund, and the third, the Building and Grounds. So those two, they're kind of broad categories. They seem a little open-ended, so we'll bite into that a little bit. The health and wellness piece, you'll see on that slide there, we have this, it's one of the new pieces of equipment here on site. It's called the Gait Better system. And what it does is it helps support individuals who are having difficulty with their mobility, their gait, to help build a healthier walking pattern. And that, which you'll see there is the subtitle of the Health and Wellness Fund, is promoting longevity. So when we're looking at the individual, which is the heart of everything we do here, when we look at the individual, we want them to have a fulfilling and long life. And with the technologies that are coming out today, we want to look ahead. We want to partner with different companies and different organizations that can help us bring equipment to Knollwood to help enhance the lives of our residents. And the Gait Better system is just one example of that. We've had different fall prevention systems and a variety of other pieces. We want to be on the cutting edge of what innovation is, especially as it relates to seniors and longevity of life.
What about robotics? I heard something about that. Can you share about that?
So you probably have seen some photos and some may have heard stories. We had this exoskeletal suit here, and we'll have that on our sponsors page as well. But what that was is a means for those who can't walk at all. We're not talking about, fixing gait patterns. We're talking about unable to walk maybe more than one step. And the exoskeletal suit was something that enabled people, maybe they were post-stroke and they had lost some muscular function, enabled them to walk and to relearn the patterns and to start to create some neural stimulation so that they could actually have the possibility of walking again. We had a couple of case studies here on site in years past that helped people to go from, we had one resident go from only being able to take about 1 or 2 steps
Wow.
to being able to fully walk down our basically 100-yard concourse and beyond. It was really a beautiful story. And that's just one of many of how we want to try to work to enhance the lives of our residents and create innovative opportunities here on site.
So it sounds like the robotics was a research project of some sort. Is that correct?
Well, yes, there were a couple of different pieces. Another was with Trinity College in Dublin,
Okay.
Akara Robotics. At the very inception of their company, we had them hosted here with their robot Stevie. And he did a variety of different things, including leading bingo games. And if you look back, there's an article in Time magazine on him. And that was a very big time. And that was also right before COVID started. So Akara Robotics went on to create a variety of cleaning robots and whatnot that help to cleanse hospitals, international. And they're really the start of their company was here in Knollwood.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I know that we have on site certain colleges that do their clinical rotations here for social worker, nurses, medical, information, informatics. So we seem to be that platform to be able to pour back into the healthcare community to enhance the quality of care and service that's provided here. But are we interested in any more research projects in the future?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we absolutely are. And there are good indicators that we're going to be digging into that in the very near future. With COVID, things became much more challenging. People were not coming and going in the same way, and we really had to kind of close off the community for some time to really protect the health and integrity of our residents. So it was a very cautious time. But, as we are coming out of COVID and feeling more certain about the future and the safety of our residents, we'll certainly be digging more into opening up those partnerships again and building upon them. One of the neat things we have right now is we have a few students from University of Maryland who are helping lead some different classes in our Make and Tech Lab, including our 3D printing and our cry cut machine. So it's been really neat to see different residents engaging with that and creating little knickknacks around the house. I think the last class that they had, they created 3D printed pictures. And if you hold them up to the light, you can see, the people in the photo and whatnot. It was really a beautiful little story. It was fun.
Awesome. Well, I will say this is what I have found. This is my observation is that as a result of the enhanced futuristic vision of where we want Knollwood to be as we are planting seeds to make sure that the legacy will live on. As I analyze the trends of the type of residents that we have here, what I will say is because of the quality of care that's provided here, the residents seem to have an enhanced quality of life, which they are able to live longer. I didn't realize until I did some analytics recently is that we have more than 5 residents that live here that have lived here so long that they're over 100 years old. So that is amazing. It speaks volumes to the quality of care that's provided here at Knollwood. I'm excited about it, and thank you guys again for your futuristic look as to where we're going and what we're going to be doing to enhance the quality of life of the residents here at Knollwood.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, one of the beautiful pieces there in terms of people living longer lives, a lot of people think that they lose their independence when they come to a community like this, but research shows that the exact opposite is true. When you enter a community like this, you're socializing more, you're
Yes.
communicating more, you're engaging with different parts of your brain that when you're isolated or at home you're not getting as much social engagement, you're not getting as much engagement of different parts of your areas of your mind with art classes or with various different educational topics, which is something here that you see a lot of. The residents are very engaged in the arts in various programs. There's travel programs, we have historical programs. There's just so much happening. It's really beautiful.
It is, and it's funny because I see some of the residents, and I talk to people when they first come in, of course, in the sales and marketing team, we're always engaging people before they move in. And one of the things that I always share with them, I said, if you move in this month, I said, I want to follow up with you in 6 months to see how many friends that you've made. And in most cases, they'll come back, oh, Bev, I'm out to dinner with some of my friends. So it is a social organization where people's quality of life is absolutely enhanced to the utmost, and friends are made, memories are made, and it's just a great place to be. I want everybody to take the opportunity to come by of any of our programs so you can kind of see and feel the benefits of Knollwood.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that also kicks right into some of the event pieces that we have with the foundation, if we can get back to that
Yes.
presentation. So, well, we do have our charitable giving societies. That's really a core piece here. And these are 3 of the main. Now there's the Rosamond Davis Society, which is a legacy society. It's planned giving. So the individuals who are in that society have either already stated that they've put something into their will or estate plans, or they've already given us a planned gift. Maybe it's through their IRA, maybe it's through some stocks, etc. There are a lot of gift vehicles there. And it's really a great opportunity for different individuals to plan ahead, because we have, a number of residents here who, maybe they really do want to support the organization, but they say, I'm not sure that I have the means right now. I want to make sure that I'm covered through the end of life, but then they have an opportunity to help support the organization going forward. So that's the Rosamond Davis. The ADF Chair Circle is an annual giving society, and that's gifts of anywhere between $1,000 and $10,000, and the final is the Maxwell and Lydia Taylor Society. That is gifts of $50,000, either all in one payment or $10,000 over the course of 5 years, one at a time. And these 3 societies and the individuals that make them up are really kind of the core of not just charitable giving, but also they create a core entity that helps in talks with management about where the future is going. We have, our Maxwell and Lydia Taylor Society dinner, I think, is on the next slide here. So the bottom left there's an annual Maxwell and Lydia Taylor Society dinner. That's an opportunity to get together right before the holidays, usually right before Christmas, and to meet with the chairman of the board, meet with the CEO and other leadership, and kind of talk through how has the year gone, what are we looking forward to in the next year. So, not only is this an opportunity to help see the community grow, but it's also an opportunity for those who are part of the societies to tap into what's happening, getting really close to it. Everyone is always close with the leadership here, but this is an opportunity to kind of dig into some of the more high-level details of what's coming up ahead. And very excitingly, we have our annual gala coming up. It's going to be November 1st this year.
Mark your calendars, November 1st.
Yes, I'm pretty excited because for the first time ever, we're going to be hosting a masquerade, which should be a great deal of fun. I've just gotten the masks in. Oh yeah, it'll be a great time. And it's beautiful because the gala is kind of a transformative experience. It's an excellent dinner, but it also kind of transforms the visuals of the space here with the lighting, and it's a special occasion. We have most of the residents turn out because it's such an exciting event and a party and a chance to get dressed up and go out with friends, have a wonderful dinner, but also supporting an organization that we all care dearly for and that we want to see succeed.
Awesome. Is it open to the public?
It is indeed.
Okay.
Yes, yes, and people can expect invites. I think that we'll be working together to send out some communication around that, which will be fun.
Very good.
Yes. So a couple of the other pieces on here, we have usually in June, our Camaraderie Classic, which is a golf outing. And that we actually work in tandem with another organization called Homes for Our Troops. And they build homes for veterans who, have various special needs. Usually they have lost one or more limbs. So they have specialized homes so that they can interact with the spaces they're in and not be kind of unable to work within their homes and create extra challenges, they actually provide a lot of different fixtures and whatnot to help them in their houses.
Oh,
And then our Rosalind Davis Legacy Society luncheon, very much like the Maxwell and Lydia Taylor Society dinner. It's a luncheon for those who have made plans to give to the foundation, to get together and to spend time with one another, and also talk with others who might be interested in doing the same.
well, what I will say is that we still have a platform where the spirit of generosity lives on, so that we can continue this legacy. And so if there's anybody that's interested in, being a donor, for one or all of, these, charitable, events, please feel free to do so. I think we'll have at the end of the presentation, some information where you can contact us if that is something that you're interested in. Next slide.
So we have a lot of different partners we've outlined here, and one of the exciting ones is AARP, who has helped get us in touch with various different organizations, different companies to help bring technologies here. And things like EXO, as well as the Gate Better system and our partnership with Akara Robotics, they all came through that AARP partnership. And we also have a variety of different corporations that help sponsor us. A lot of them, they have supported us through the military affiliation of old. They're still here, still supporting us today. So we're very, very grateful to all of those partners.
Awesome. Well, partnership and collaboration is part of what we do here. We look forward to any new partners that are interested in the legacy of Knollwood, and making sure that that is something that we succeed at and are able to sustain and maintain. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. If nothing else, to come and see what happens with the funds that are donated to Knollwood is something that allows for the organization to, again, survive and thrive. And more importantly, that we are providing quality care to the residents, and we're projecting in the future what the needs will be. So we're still in the mindset of planting seeds. So if you feel the needs to do so, that would be great.
Absolutely. 60 years going and still growing.
Yay.
And yeah, absolutely. The events here are the perfect opportunity, whether it's at one of the events like the annual gala, or even just at activities when you come for a visit, you can see and feel what makes this community unique. And I imagine that a lot of you will want to be a part of it.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, on behalf of the board of directors, the leadership here at Knollwood, thank you for sharing this information with the public. I think this is something that is very much needed for people to need to know that there's still opportunity for them to leave their own legacies. And there's so many variations of ways to do that. I know I think about that a lot. As we get older, and I'm older than you, of course, Will, but I think about that, planting seeds, being able to enhance the health and wellness of people in our communities, which is the reason why we have so many outstanding events, as you mentioned, and we have a lot more that are coming in this fall. So stay in touch with us so that we can keep you engaged with the life and lifestyle of Knollwood, because this is a life plan community that will allow you to live a very meaningful and enriched life here at Knollwood. So I'm excited about that. Just wanted to leave you with some tidbits. Our next webinar will be on September the 10th. The speaker will be Artemisia Moore. She is one of the DC Board of Nursing board members, and she will come to speak with us about Alzheimer's and dementia. Something that's near and dear to our hearts, which is the reason why we have a memory care service that we provide here. And if you ever need to have someone that is in need of memory care, feel free to come and tour Knollwood. We're glad to have you at any time. And while you're here, we'll show you all the other meaningful aspects of what Knollwood has to offer. If you want to come and tour, our contact number here is 541-0149. Call us anytime. You are more than welcome.
And we look forward to seeing you here.
Thank you.